Alright, now what I'm going to show you is how to use Zremesher and DynaMesh together to make this piece printable. This piece right here is very rounded, and I would never be able to print this using my 3D printer because it would have to have a lot of support material. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to snap cursor to selected, and then I'm going to add two meshes to it. I'm going to add a cube, and then I'll hop into my front view on this. Z on the keyboard. Oh, actually I need the side because, yeah. Z goes into wireframe. Trust me, I am going to go into Zbrush. I just need to technically place a piece of geometry here very accurately, and I find that it's very easy to do that in Blender first. Shift D to duplicate it, and then I'm going to move one right here. Perfect. Jump into the top and make sure these two pieces are right here. And then I'm going to join all these together. Okay, now I'll take this over to Zbrush. Make sure selection only is on. Go into a Z-sphere to reset the system, and then I'll use split. Alright, so here we go. So now I need to make two meshes using this big thing that I just imported in. Actually, I need to make three. So let's go to polygroups and auto group this. And then I'll immediately go to subtools and go to split. Okay. I need this piece to be a DynaMesh. And I need to be able to see it. So I'll go to check these off. Then go back to that one. Now if I turn off polyframe, I have this faucet information. And I have this thing that's annoying me, so I'm going to hit shift real quick there. There we go. The whole reason I had to DynaMesh this, or Zremesh it earlier in one of the other videos, is because I need to be able to do this. I need to go down to geometry and divide it once to get rid of that. Then I can go to delete lower, DynaMesh, and I'm going to use a higher resolution here. Perfect. So I'll go up above, I'll go to subtools, and I actually need two of these. So I will duplicate it. And I'll just kind of remember split 3. If this is, we'll go front and rename this one back. Okay, now this is the front of my model right here. Alright, now find my front piece. That one's my front. So that one's going to yield my back, if that makes any sense. Take this piece, and I want to make it merged with this piece, but I want to turn this thing on first. And just to make it so it's a little easier to wrap your head around, let me reorganize these pieces. Good. So these two go together, these two go together. That one's subtracted, so let's go here and merge it. have it showing. Let's go to merge, merge down. Okay, now what I'll do is go back to DynaMesh and subtract. Perfect. So what you're seeing now is that piece. Let's do that with this one. Again, turn that on. Merge down. Let's go to geometry, DynaMesh, subtract. Okay, now I have two useful pieces of geometry, this side and this side. Now the problem with this, I wouldn't be able to use this very easily. Even if I took it and decimated it, it would have some bad geometry for the 3D print, and I would get some malformed faces. So that's where Zremesher is really, it's been a game changer here, because now I can yield very good topology and easier to decimate later on in another program. I don't usually decimate within Zbrush very much. So let's go in here to Zremesher. I use adaptive here. I use Blender to decimate because I have a little slider, and actually I can move the slider and watch it decimate real time, and I can stop it whenever I feel that I've lost too much through the decimation. Here I always have to push a %, guess, hit it, nope, too much, go back. So that's the only thing I don't like. There we go, perfect. Let's go back and get the other one. Good. Now, just to show you the next step, because I think it'd be nice for people to see that, I'll go like this, and I'll move this one away from the other piece just a little bit. I know they technically fit together, but I want them apart just a little bit. And then I'll merge down. And then I'll export this as an OBJ. Actually, that's a bicep. Okay, I'll go in here and import that into Blender. Weird. I think I just exported it. Try that again. There we go. That's better. So before I kind of decimate it here, which is not really called decimation, it's called something else, I'm just going to make a duplicate of it and go into the wrench. Yeah, it's decimate. Z, and I'll start to collapse it using this ratio. And I know it's about 0.2, so I'll start there. But you can see as I press this button, I can watch it decimate real time. And that's really nice. And if you hit tab, you can see what it looked like before. And now here's the decimated. Now in a 3D print land, in most cases you won't see this stuff right here, this faceted information. It won't pick that up. So this would be a good part. I would just have to separate it and then lay it out flat. So last thing, L, mesh, vertices, separate selection. Object to transform, origin to geometry. Then N on the keyboard, so I can launch my 180. Oh, 0. There we go. They're laid out flat, and now I can throw them through the printer and then glue them back together when I'm done. So, I hope you enjoyed the whole little workflow of how to split a model in half for 3D print using Zremesher and DynaMesh. Enjoy.